Hi Scorpio, welcome to your weekly scopes. Please keep in mind this is only a general reading. Take what feels right and with what resonates with your own life experiences at the moment. So Scorpio, pretty big week for realizations, for transformation, and for starting to understand and perceive the reality around you in a complete new way. There's something going on around you in your environment that's making you, in some sense, transform the way you perceive what you see, transform the way you experience many things of your daily life, many things that you would um, in the past take as naturally and as granted. There's this process an undergoing process of starting to separate what's essential from what it's not. And that's a transformative process for you. And as a Scorpio, that's your own comfort zone, but it can be sometimes painful and difficult, not only to transform itself, but to feel that you have all that you need, all the information that you need, all the accuracy, all the diligence of information to actually know that this is the road to take and this is the way to go. And that could be your challenge in this transformation process and this change that is happening, which I feel it's about the way you um, understand how the universe itself works. And by the universe, I mean as the microcosmos, I mean all that surrounds you, all the sphere of relationships you have, all the sphere of daily things you handle, you perceive, the way you communicate, the way you express, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you spiritual connect to something or you don't. All of this matters are really asking a lot from you, asking a lot of perception and a lot of ability to see beyond what you have in front of you. So again, as a main opportunity, you have transformation card. In the traditional tarots, this card, which is the death card, is associated with you and with your sign. So there's this huge not only opportunity but source of power here, of empowerment, of you. Every time you undergo what others will feel as a painful, real painful process, you will get this resource of power like no other. Because of course it's painful for you as well, but when you get yourself back together, when you finish this process of transformation, you feel much more, much more connected not only to yourself, but to your source of power and realization and maturity and ability to see and do things in a much more free way, in a much more higher spiritual way, much more closer to your higher self and the purpose of your life. So as a main opportunity, there's a real power to be gained with this transformative process you're undergoing in whichever area of your life. I feel this has connection with this new understanding and this new perception of the world around you and the place you have in it, the place you have been having in it, and the lies, what's a lie and what's real for you, what's your truth in it, what's your ideals and expectations, what's your reality, the way you perceive reality itself is just becoming much more higher than it, with much more higher visions and perceptions and intuitions and urges than it has ever been. And the challenge for this process is experience of existence. So it's about you really again, be able to experience whatever is going on in a daily basis, whatever is going on in your life at this moment is about you being able to still experience it in a grounded manner, in a manner where you can discern what's real from what's not, what's meant for you to enjoy as an experience and what it's not, because this process can uh, overtake you so much that you can easily lose this perspective of even wanting to be here and right now, experiencing what you're experiencing, because this transformation is putting you or making you feel in such a higher state that it can be difficult to be grounded. It can be difficult to enjoy the little things that you have around you because everything is being broadened out, everything is growing, everything is changing for you. So the challenge is to still be able to be grounded, to be centered, to experience things with the love, with the kindness, with the beauty that you have put out there in the past. It's just about you discerning what is still what's what drives your soul and your heart to really experience to the real experiences that resonates with yourself from the ones that have been only distracting you or fulfilling emptiness, old baggage situations. So there's this discernment that needs to happen, but still you have to be down here and you have to be able to still find joy on sustaining your strength in the little things, sustaining your strength in your ability to be this anchor for yourself, for others, for everything that surrounds you. Because the transformation can put you in a high state, can put you in a real situation of not wanting to be grounded at all. That's why probably the advice card is beyond illusions, which is really strong again. Two major arcana is the opportunity and the advice, which tells us not only that your challenge is minor, that you really have an ability to integrate it in this process, also that there's real death and rebirth happening with you, because again in the traditional tarot this is the judgment card. Here it's called beyond illusions, but in whichever sense there's this reawakening. You're getting closer and closer to the final steps of completion that you have been waiting for, especially spiritually, but in whichever area of your life that you're feeling this change and this rebirth happening, it's really strong. And again, the advice here is for you to discern what's real from what's not, from what's your truth, what has been alive, so you can see with that third eye, not with the objective analytical self, but with the higher self, the higher vision telling you, guiding you into knowing in this transformation which way to go, what it's meant to still be in your life, what is essential, what's real and important, and what it's not. So for that to happen, for that knowledge to be with you, you have to look beyond illusions. You have to also know that reality is the way you create your own reality, and the reality is the way you want it to be by the way you create it. It's in your hands. It's in your hands to create this vision of your life, your reality. So what has been asked of you is to find that what is your reality? What's the reality that fits your purpose here and what it's not? So it's really interesting. There's this big balance, this big opposition or balance between such higher states and grounded ones. And here on earth, the physical and the spiritual for you are really at the same pace of growth and evolution. And it can be challenging because the spiritual wants you to grow, but beyond your physical limitations, and your physical self wants you to be here and now and do and create and manifest. So Scorpio, this could be an intense week. This could be a week where these themes could surface in many different ways, in many different perspectives, where you can probably, most of you will not even be able to be conscious of it. Such unconscious situations coming to you that will awaken in you the sense of change, of reawakening, of seeing and perceiving things in your life in a complete new way. So I feel it's a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for you to grow so much, to grow spiritually, to grow physically, to grow emotionally, to grow physically, in all senses, because you are becoming yourself, which is much more than most of us can ever dream to become. So Scorpio, I wish you a great week. Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing, and hopefully we'll see each other next week.